Hello class 9. आज के इस amazing session में आपका स्वागत है. Today, we're going on the ultimate food factory tour. We'll be breaking down the physiological processes of life, specifically digestion and metabolism. And we're going to do it in the easiest, most visual way possible. I want you to stop thinking of your body as just, flesh and bones. Instead, picture a highly advanced, fully automated, 24/7 working factory. Are you ready to see how it works? Let's dive right in.
So first things first, हम खाना क्यों खाते हैं? सिर्फ टेस्ट के लिए? I mean, sure, पिज्जा, बर्गर या आइसक्रीम देखकर मुंह में पानी आता है, but is that the only reason? सोचो अगर your body is a high-tech machine. That means food isn't just to satisfy your cravings. Your body literally needs raw materials to function, grow, and repair itself. Every single bite you take is a package of building materials and fuel that your inner factory desperately needs just to keep you alive.
Here's a quick roadmap for our tour today. We're going to check out the human food factory layout, follow a bite's journey to the stomach, meet the chemical scissors in the intestines, and do a quick step-by-step recap. Then we decode metabolism, and finally, look at why a balanced diet and BMR actually matter. Let's get moving. All right, stop number 1, the human food factory. Imagine a massive, perfectly organized assembly line inside you, designed with just one purpose: turning a solid piece of food into invisible, microscopic energy. Dekho is glowing tube go. This is your digestive tract. The factory's receiving bay is your mouth, which in biology we call the buccal cavity. From here, food travels through an incredibly interconnected network. Departments like the liver, the pancreas, and the intestines all work together to process your meals. Simple si baat hai. Food goes in, gets processed, and the waste comes out. Moving on to section 2, journey to the stomach. Let's follow a single bite of food. The moment you take a bite, your factory's mixy grinder turns on. Your teeth chop and grind the food, saliva moistens it, and your tongue rolls it into a soft ball called a bolus. Now it's ready to be sent down the chute. But what's really interesting is the pharynx, or your throat. It's actually a common chamber for both food and air. So why doesn't food accidentally go into our lungs? Yahi most students miss kar dete hain. There's this brilliant little flap of tissue called the epiglottis. Think of it as a smart traffic signal. When you swallow, the epiglottis instantly shuts off the windpipe, automatically routing the food safely down into the food pipe or esophagus. But wait, the esophagus isn't just a hollow drop. The food doesn't just fall down by gravity. Instead, the muscles of the esophagus literally squeeze right behind the food, pushing it down, kind of like toothpaste being squeezed out of a tube. This continuous muscular wave is called peristalsis. It forces the food all the way down to a muscular ring called the cardiac sphincter, which acts exactly like a one-way door, trapping the food safely inside our next stop. Welcome to the stomach, our acidic washing machine located just under the diaphragm. If the mouth was a grinder, this right here is your factory's highly acidic washer. It mixes the food with incredibly strong hydrochloric acid, or HCl. This acid kills any harmful bacteria hiding in your food and begins breaking down complex proteins. Your food gets churned and washed here for hours until it becomes a thick, soupy liquid. Section 3, intestines and chemical scissors. Because remember, the stomach only starts the real chemical work. To finish the job, our food soup moves into the most important processing unit of our factory. Don't let the name fool you, okay? The small intestine is actually a massive 10-foot-long coiled hose. Iske under ki walls are packed with countless tiny folded ridges called villi. These folds maximize the surface area, making absolutely sure that 90% of all the nutrients are sucked out of the food and sent directly into your bloodstream. Whatever leftover waste isn't absorbed gets pushed into the large intestine, which acts like a giant dryer, absorbing water before the dry waste finally leaves the body. But how does the small intestine actually extract those nutrients? Enter enzymes. Think of these tiny biochemical machines as chemical scissors, secreted by glands like the liver and pancreas. Check out the table. Notice how amylolytic enzymes like amylase cut up carbohydrates, proteolytic enzymes like pepsin cut up proteins, and lipolytic enzymes like lipase snip apart fats. Basically, they chop massive food molecules into blocks small enough to easily enter your blood. Okay, so we've seen the grinder, the washing machine, and the chemical scissors. Now for section 4, digestion, physiology, step by step. Let's do a super easy rapid-fire recap of the entire physiological process so you never forget it. यहाँ पे body क्या कर रही है? First, ingestion, simply taking the food in. Second, secretion. The factory sprays fluids like saliva, stomach acid, and bile. Third, mixing and digestion, grinding it up physically and snipping it chemically. Fourth, absorption and assimilation. The nutrients are pulled into the blood and delivered to every single cell in your body. And finally, egestion, throwing out the undigested waste. Simple, right?
Section 5, Metabolism, making the energy. So, your cells now have these tiny food building blocks, but building blocks aren't energy themselves. What happens next? This is the ultimate chemical reaction inside your body cells that actually turns that fuel into the energy you use to walk, talk, and think. Metabolism has two balancing acts, anabolism and catabolism. LatLab, think of Lego blocks. Anabolism is constructive. It's when your body takes small molecules and builds them into larger, complex structures to create new cells and store energy for later. On the flip side, catabolism is destructive. It's when your body smashes large molecules apart to instantly release energy, heating your body and letting your muscles contract. One smoothly builds up, while the other explosively breaks down.
Section 6, Balanced Diet and BMR. Now, we know how the factory works and how it makes energy, but any factory manager will tell you if you put bad quality raw materials into a machine, the machine is going to break. Notice the shape of the healthy diet pyramid on screen. It's a pyramid for a very logical reason. The base is wider, meaning you need to eat more of these foods, like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. As you go higher to the narrow tip, you should eat lesser amounts of fats, oils, and sugars. A balanced diet just means eating the exact right amount of food from all these groups every single day. To truly keep your immune system strong and your organs functioning, your meals have to provide these specific components. Calories for pure energy. Essential amino acids to build proteins, because our bodies can't make all of them from scratch. Essential fatty acids. Minerals like calcium for your bones. And of course, vitamins. If you miss these, the factory stalls. And here's a magic number, 2,000. That is the average number of calories a person needs every single day just to maintain their weight and keep the body functioning normally. Now, obviously, a highly active athlete will need way more, and someone who sits at a desk all day might need a bit less. But even if you did absolutely nothing, you still need energy. Enter BMR, or basal metabolic rate. Imagine a car parked with the engine still idling. That is your BMR. It's a baseline estimate of the calories your body would burn even if you slept in bed for 24 hours straight. Because hey, your heart still beats, your lungs still breathe, and your factory is still silently running. BMR basically depends on things like your age, gender, weight, and genetics.
Now, why does this matter for you right now? Simple si bate. If you constantly skip a balanced diet, you completely disrupt these delicate chemical reactions. Your factory literally breaks down over time. When this happens, you get metabolic disorders. You might end up with too much sugar in your blood or too much fat packed around your organs. This leads directly to serious conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular diseases. Good nutrition is literally the ultimate maintenance plan for your life's factory.
So Class 9, the incredible journey from a tasty bite of food to pure cellular energy is nothing short of a biological miracle. I really hope you're sitting there right now thinking, ab samajh aaya. Next time you eat, you'll definitely picture those chemical scissors at work. But I want to leave you with a thought. What happens to your factory if you drink an energy drink filled with pure liquid sugar instead of eating solid, nutritious food? How does the factory handle that?